Pay close attention to this video. Two people were having sex and meanwhile another woman was in the room watching what they were doing. The woman takes the condom they call to use and pokes a hole in it without them realizing what was happening. She then leaves the room, and as she was leaving, she starts recording all of it. Later, when they finish, the man on these stairs and wonder what the woman was doing there. He asked the woman about what she had heard in that house, but she said she hadn't heard anything. She said she went to her teacher's house to talk to him about her grades as she needed some help. He then says he didn't know what she was talking about, but she asks if he really didn't and if he wouldn't be able to help her. The man gets very angry with the woman, saying that he wouldn't be able to help her, and then said that he would help her get the grade she wanted. She then gets very excited about it and they go upstairs to the bedroom. As they were going upstairs to the bedroom, they run into the other woman who asks what the woman was doing there. She then tells her friend not to say anything about it, as she would be able to improve her grade, and enters the room with her teacher. Sometime later, the other woman was saying that she was having a lot of pain in her belly, but at that moment the woman tells her that they had managed to get good grades in the teacher's class. At this point, she is very surprised by what she had discovered and says that they couldn't pass his story. The other woman says that she couldn't believe it had happened, but that they already knew they had to do it. She says that now they needed to study hard to be able to pass that subject, but the woman says that she wouldn't do that, because she would never be able to pass that way. The other woman then says that she wasn't comfortable with that situation, but the woman says that she didn't need to worry about it. The other woman then says that she wasn't going to do that, because after it was over the woman would end up saying that she was to blame. She then says that she really needed to pass that class, and the woman says that was why they needed to do that. She says they had to do everything to get a degree from that college, because they paid a lot of money for it. The other woman then says that since the woman was still very young, she didn't understand about life, but that since the other woman was already older, she knew she had to do it. She says she needed to be approved and that she wouldn't do anything wrong to do it. The woman said that was why the other woman needed to go through with their plan, but the other woman said she wouldn't do it again because it was wrong and that she didn't want to be approved that way. She said that since she was married, she couldn't do it again, because she'd rather spend the whole night studying than have to do it again. The woman says she didn't care about that and says the other woman could do whatever she wanted. She then asks another woman if they were really friends. The other woman said that after everything they had been through together, the woman couldn't doubt their friendship. The woman then says that if they are friends, she would need her friend's help. The woman said she didn't know what else she could do to pass that class, and then said she needed to borrow the other woman's house. The other woman says she couldn't do that, but the woman says she really needs her friend's house borrowed so she can do what she needs to do and then get approved. She said that once she was approved, she would never have to do that again. The other woman then says that since her friend had said it would be the last time, she was going to lend her house, but that she didn't want it to happen again. She then says that after that, her friend should study. Sometime later, they go to the other woman's house and then they go upstairs to the bedroom. Just then, the other woman gets a call. The other woman's boyfriend was asking if she was okay, and she said that unfortunately she wasn't feeling very well, and he said that they had arranged to go out that day, but the other woman says that she didn't want to leave her house that day as she wasn't feeling well and that she wanted to stay home. He is very disappointed by this, but says he doesn't care and then hangs up the phone saying that they would meet later. Sometime later, the woman goes to her friend's house again with her teacher. The other woman then answers the door, and the woman tells her that she was there again with the teacher, because he had said that it would need to be done again so that she can pass his class. The other woman says that she had already told the woman that this would be the last time, but the woman said that she really needs to pass that discipline, and I saw that she needed her friend's help for that. The other woman says that unfortunately she couldn't do anything because she had already said that this would be the last time, but the woman said that she really needed her friend's help and that this would really be the last time. After thinking for a while about what the woman was saying, the other woman says that this would really be the last time and that after that, she would never let her friend do it again. The friend is very happy about it and tells the teacher to come into the house with her. They were then going to the bedroom, and the woman thanked her friend for her help, but the other woman said it would never happen again. At that moment, the other woman's boyfriend was arriving and she tells them to come back. He then enters the house, and the other woman was telling the teacher that she had really enjoyed the lessons he had given her. He said she didn't need to thank him for the lessons and then said he was leaving, but the woman said she would accompany him and then they would leave. As they leave, the other woman's boyfriend asks what the woman was doing there, as she was a bad influence. He then wanted to know what the teacher was doing there. She told her boyfriend to talk to him and knew he was a teacher and that she needed tutoring. The boyfriend asks if that's really what was going on, and the other woman says he knew she needed to be approved before she could go back to work. He then asks if that was really what was going on there and says that he would trust his girlfriend, but she tells him not to continue with it as she was in too much pain and that she didn't want to argue with him at that moment. She then asks about the medicine she had asked him for, but he said he had received a message on his phone. He is then surprised to see what he had received, so he asks his girlfriend if she wasn't ashamed of what she had asked a question about what he was talking about, and he shows a video of her having sex with her teacher. She is surprised by this and he asks if it was really true. He said he was sure it was true and that he didn't believe she had done that to him. She then said she needed to talk to him about it, but he said there was no conversation and that he would leave. He then becomes furious with her and ends up punching her and then leaves. Sometime later, the boyfriend was talking to his friend and his friend asked if that was really true. He said yes, and that his girlfriend ended up getting pregnant by his teacher. This causes your friend to start laughing uncontrollably, and the boyfriend asks his friend to stop laughing. The friend apologizes to her boyfriend and then she tells him what happened after that. The boyfriend says that after he figured it out, he went to his girlfriend's college to sort it out, but that he eventually gave up and then left. The friend said that if that had happened to him, he would have beaten the teacher a lot. The boyfriend then says that worst of all was that the woman had also become pregnant by the teacher. The friend is very surprised by the call, so he starts again what had happened to him. The boyfriend then says that now his family was fighting with him about it. He then apologizes again to his boyfriend and says that it looked like something that would happen in a movie, but the boyfriend says that if it was a movie, it would be a horror movie for him. The friend then says that the boyfriend should stop worrying about it, because here had not been a release from the universe for his life. He says that now a wonderful person was going to come into his boyfriend's life and that he didn't have to worry about it anymore.